everyone, Kathie here. I have a new project to share with you. I'm going to be using the June 2017 paper pumpkin kit, and we're going to be creating a couple of yummy popsicle cards. And just to add, I am doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a May 2017 My Monthly Hero kit by Hero Arts. It's the cute mermaid kit that is actually sold out now. So if you are interested, please subscribe and leave a comment, and I'll pick a winner sometime at the beginning of July. So stay tuned for that. And it is open worldwide. Since I received an additional kit in error, I thought I'd pay it forward. So good luck, everyone. Okay, so we're going to get started. The first card, we're going to be using the Melon Mambo and also the Stampin' Up marker crumb cake throughout. And then also we're going to use the little sentiment from the kit, a little something sweet. We're going to need a small piece of white cardstock. And then this watermelon piece here is a flap from the bag. And then also the black strip there is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then red rose or rose red cardstock, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then also that note card from the kit. Okay, and then again, we're going to use a little something sweet, and I'm just going to stamp that using the Melon Mambo on the card panel. And I actually thought it was Melon Mambo, but then I realized it's not because it is a little bit on the darker side, but that's okay. All right, and then with the note card, we're just going to cut that one side off, and then on the long side, we'll cut that at 4 1/4. And then back to the short side, we're going to cut it in half at 1 7/8. And then I'm just going to stick some glue down and glue down that panel on the bottom of the rose red. And then the strip, we're also going to stick that down too. And I just kind of placed it on my paper mat there to make sure it's straight. And then with this watermelon piece, I'm just going to follow the way it kind of tapers in from, like, we're on the left side it tapers in. So on the right side, just kind of follow that because you want the popsicle to kind of taper in towards the top there. And then just kind of shape the corners to get them nice and smooth. And then I also did create that little dip. And that popsicle actually is 2 inches long by 1 1/4 at its widest point. And then with this part here, it's just a white piece of Whisper White. And I just kind of scribbled and colored it in using the crumb cake marker there. And then I folded it in half and just cut a somewhat thin but not too thick strips there. And that'll be for the popsicle sticks. And I went a little bit too low on the glue there, so I'm just going to wipe a little bit off. And then just place your popsicle piece over top. And then with the Sakura Jelly Roll white marker, I'm just going to draw a couple of lines on there just to create a shine. Okay, and then with the Emerald Envy and also with the crumb cake ink pad, I did sponge around the pieces. Probably should have done it before I stuck down the popsicle sticks, but that's okay. It's just a small little area. So just a bit more shading. Okay, and then with the leftover piece of that note card, I'm going to cut out all the little bits there. Basically just the watermelon pieces and the pineapples. And the pineapples was the most trying piece because of the leaf part on the top of the pineapple. It took some patience to do. And then once I finished cutting all those pieces out, I did sponge around the edges. All right, and then once I placed them down, well, before I glued everything down, I just kind of placed them, and then I decided to glue some of them down, and then once I was done that, I thought I'd put just a few more, or I cut out a couple more from that panel just to fill out the background. And adding these pieces was just kind of a last minute thing here. I wasn't sure if I really wanted to do it, but I figured I'll just follow through with it. And then with the twine from the kit, I just kind of wrapped that around the panel about 3 times and then tied it in a bow. And then the popsicle, I just put some foam tape on that, and then I slipped it between about one of the pieces of twine on each side of the bow there, just so that the bow is kind of smack in the middle below the popsicle. Okay, and then just removing the foam tape off and making sure that the twine is straight across and not dipping downwards or anything. And now I'm ready to place it on a card base, which is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And then I wasn't going to put a sentiment, but I decided to use this. Unfortunately, it's a retired set and it has the word yum. So I die cut that 4 times with Whisper White. And I'm just going to stack the words up or on each one of those. And that'll create a kind of a thicker sentiment to stick down. Gives it more stability. And then I'm also going to cut itty bitty pieces of foam tape and stick it on the letters. Now it's best to kind of put it more on the top and the bottom so that it sits in between the twine there. And then we'll just put it over top of that the black strip there. And then we're pretty well done. Now I did grab my clear Winkostella and I did color in the popsicle and all of the little elements that I cut out. And then with the Bermuda Bay enamel dots, I did stick some of those down too. All right, so for card number 2, I did the same thing with the panel and the black strip, and then with the cotton Melon Mambo panel, it was about 5 1/4 square. And as you can see, I'm scrunching it up, and I'm going to scrunch it up even more, but try not to rip it. Okay, and then with a white panel, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, I'm just laying down some glue. And then this is a new product in the new catalog. It's a palette knife. It has 3 different sizes, and I thought I'd use that to spread the glue out. And you could use maybe a credit card or whatever you have on hand. That actually works pretty good. And then make sure your black drops are in the right direction before you place your paper down over top of the glue. And then what I did on the side was that I cleaned off my palette knife and also the, what is that thing called today? I've forgotten what it's called. My mat there. And then I also removed any of these side pieces of the cotton paper, just to clean that up. And then we're going to stick down that note piece there on the bottom, just like on the first card, along with the black strip. And then if anything is kind of not sticking properly on the edges there, I just kind of put some glue down there. So I did check to make sure that they're all nicely glued down around the edges. Just sticking on that black strip there. And then now for this watermelon piece here. So this is a side piece from the bag that's left over. And I'm going to cut that in half, and then you can see that there's a crease on one side. So I'm just going to remove that. So this piece is actually 2 inches by 7/8. And then I'm just going to cut the top part somewhat tapered in again too, and then curved. And then the bottom part, just kind of remove the corner off of that, or you can leave it. It's up to you. And then I just took that first piece that I cut out and just kind of used it as a guide to cut the second piece. Okay, and then once you finish with those, I took a leftover piece of whatever, and then with the crumb cake, I just kind of scribbled on that to create the popsicle sticks. So I'm doing this one just a little bit different, but I think you get the gist of it. They're not too hard to create. And so we're just gonna stick those down, and then also, again, we're gonna sponge around the edges. And now we're finished with that. And I'm going to get the card base ready. And I am putting a lot of adhesive on there, but then I realized I forgot to do the twine because I like my twine inside and not sticking out when you open the flap. So I put the twine down just like on the first card. And then I decided I'll also stick down the popsicles. So I put one behind the bow, and then one just kind of above and staggered. And I did already stick it down on the card base. Also some yellow enamel dots. And then I'm also going to draw a couple of white lines on the popsicles to give it a shine, and I also use clear Wink of Stella on each popsicle. And then we're also going to do the same sentiment. All right, so that is card number 2, and here is a look of both cards that we completed today. I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Thanks so much for joining me, and until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. And just a reminder, if you're interested in the giveaway, please subscribe and leave a comment. Good luck, everyone.